really good.
Be like, bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. I'm Will Compton. I'm here with Taylor Lewan, the boys on the back of the bus. We have an awesome episode in store for you. We're going to talk a little shop, do some housekeeping at the top. We get into Ty Simpson, the quarterback of Alabama. He joins the episode. Afterwards, we talk a little bit of college football. The Locker Room this week with Josh Pate, where we talk all things college football, will be coming out later today. If you are for the boys and you are in the holiday spirit, consider subscribing to our channels, following us on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon. We're out there. We're on every platform. Make sure you're subscribed to the boys. You can also shop at our store, bwtb.com. This episode, as always, Bussin' with the Boys, is presented by our festive friends at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Listen up, boys. FanDuel's making their list. They're checking it twice. They're giving out rewards for 8 days and 8 nights. 'Tis the season to be boosting on FanDuel, because this year, FanDuel's been dropping 8 straight days of holidays rewards, each one waiting in the app for you to unwrap. Every day brings a new way to play, so keep checking in to see what drops next. Can we just go around the bus real fast and do a real quick rewards check? Let's see what some of the guys got under the tree. Sherm, what do you have under the tree?
Big news under my tree. I got a 30% profit boost for any NCAA basketball game.
Wow.
Dang, Garrett, what do you have under your tree?
I got a 25% profit boost token on a 3-leg NBA game.
Let's go. We've got our rewards today, and we'll be back tomorrow to see what FanDuel's got in store next. Make sure you visit fanduel.com/bussin' to get in the holiday spirit with the boys.
Wow. What a time to be alive, man. Christmas season, holiday season. Boys, we're all putting on a couple extra LBs. We're going to pinky swear to start our New Year's resolution the same way we do every single year on Jan 1, talking about get jacked or die trying. I'm telling you, this year it's changing. This year coming up.
Every year it's
I'm just letting you guys know.
Look at me.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and fucking tired about this situation. It changes in 26. But for now, we eat. We enjoy. We get more gout. Now, weekend. Let's go with a little appetizer. Let's hear quickly about how Will Compton's weekend went, right? He flies up to New York. Family's there. I got put on roux duty on the plane. By the way, we had an outstanding time, the two of us. Yeah. Outstanding time. But Will, how was your trip in New York, buddy?
The trip to New York was fun. The highs were highs. The lows were lows. The chaos was chaos. I would say, hold in your laughter, I would say as a man who grew up in middle America, and I would say that I'm more introverted than extroverted, but I would say that the biggest sacrifice a father could make, if you come from that cloth, the biggest sacrifice you could make is doing Christmas in New York with your family in a hotel room. Again, the moments that were there where I'm sitting back and I'm more as the dad, happy to see my girls happy. Like, hey, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's hit all the things in New York. It was phenomenal. If you're into that vibe and you love the Christmas spirit and you want to visit New York, I would encourage and recommend a trip to New York. But when the chaos hits and the chaos ensues, those are the moments where I'm just like, God, I wish I could just be watching some ball on the couch. But I quickly try to stop myself and say, hey, these are the years where it's about making memories with the kids. And that's what we're doing. And in the chaos, the spirit, it's about the chaos. It's about the chaos in those moments where you have to embrace the suck. But overall, that is my opinion on our trip to New York. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of high moments. But again, the lows when they struck, they felt like lows.
That photo I'm looking at right there on that screen looks a little manufactured to me.
No, I had a couple where I'm standing there smiling, and then I'm like, let me embrace this one for a second.
Okay. So a little bit manufactured.
But seeing the tree, like that one's in Home Alone. What is that tree called in New York? Like
the Rockefeller tree?
The Rockefeller Center. Like that's a vibe. There's just there's billions of people. So that's just not like my vibe and my style. I'm sitting here looking around, seeing all the places that I see in movies and Home Alone and everything else, thinking this is sick. We did the little horse ride. We were sitting on the back of the carriage going around Central Park. Our hotel was right there by Central Park. We hit the Rockefeller with the FAO or the FOA Toy Center. Like those moments were like unbelievable. But again, just in total, my vibe, what I'm cut from, it just, I'm doing uncomfortable things, but I know that makes me better because I'm testing my boundaries and my wife gets me out of the house to do things like this.
Yeah.
Will you be back?
Oh, he'll be back. I can tell you that.
I'll probably be back. Not from my own desire of wanting to go back.
From your own selflessness.
From my own selflessness. There you go, JP.
Good dad.
Yeah, from my own
dad.
selflessness.
Good husband.
Good husband.
All around.
Yeah. For Papa Team 6 out there, that is the biggest sacrifice you can make. There are going to be times where it sucks and you don't want to be there, but you have to embrace the suck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Scotty was running all over the restaurant when we were doing breakfast, we just couldn't keep, but we couldn't keep them both. We couldn't play defense very well. Charles just looks at me. She's like, hey, we're in the chaos right now, but this is Christmas at times. Like these are the moments you have to, where we're in the memory making business.
Yeah.
And we're making memories even though it sucks right now.
Yeah.
Like really? Because if we were at home, I don't think this would be happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see back there. Like that's a battle wound.
Let me see.
That's a battle wound
Yikes.
from Scotty, just
Not a
trying to
hickey.
get her. No, not a hickey. This is Scotty grabbing my neck. She got her fingers in my nose. Like we're fighting at times when I'm trying to change her diaper. And again, I'm not on a high. It's not a high like changing table.
Yeah, that low back.
Like we're on the bed, so I'm tapping into the low back mobility where I'm struggling at times. I'm just like, Scotty, you have to stand still, or you have to stay still. I'm like holding her leg. She's gripping me. She's scratching me. She's got some fight in her. Scottzilla's got some fight in her. So it didn't come without a cost.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
These are the moments where you look back and when your kids are teenagers and like they have this delusion of you don't care about me, all this stuff, and they'll think back. Do you not remember 2025 Christmas?
Yeah,
No,
because
you
I
don't.
got videos of them.
Let me get the photo album out here. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm a good ass dad.
Yeah,
People
All
are
right.
asking, Will, how was New York? He's like, oh man, it was great. Everything was
grabbing his
fun.
neck.
got some scars, got some battle wounds, but it was fun.
Look at the little Sky. She's just ready. She's like, my dad, if he even comes close,
Yeah,
taking some. Well, hey, listen. Good news about New York. The highs were high and the chaos was chaos.
yeah.
That's exactly how I would say our trip to Oklahoma and Texas A&M was.
Yeah. I got a message from Taylor saying like, hey brother, be happy that you're out there doing Christmas in New York. I was like, I just put, is everything okay? And he's like, too much to talk about. I'll tell you when we get
I'll
back.
fill you in when I see you next. But yeah, dude. First off, great weekend. Let's just give it that. The last vlog of 2025 is in the books. Brett came with us. He was just such a unique fatherly personality that came with us. Every time we get out of the car, he's like, wallets and whatever. Wallets and keys. Everyone got wallets and keys. We all have this. He's made a joke 3 times about the first night how he's going to have a 6 a.m. wake up call to the point where we're all thinking, this motherfucker really might call us at 6 a.m. to wake us up. So it was awesome to have Brett and just like the little bit of difference of him like being involved in everything. I felt terrible for him at the end of the trip. We'll get there when we get there. And boys, for real, I know this is Will and I on a podcast, but you guys feel free to jump in for those that were there for this trip at any point if I'm missing anything. So the trip starts off like this. We obviously know that the college football playoff, they're in charge of the credentials for the first weekend of college football. So these schools are like, yeah, we can get you in, but really it's the college football playoff that has the last, hey, you can have these guys credentialed or not credentialed. There's a lot of moving pieces that Clump can get way more into the weeds about. We end up getting credentialed to be on the field for Oklahoma and for Texas A&M in their first playoff games. We head over to Oklahoma. The boys are fired up. We have a nice drive over. Our driver was incredible. We had this whole argument revolving around Timothy Chalamet and Denzel Washington and Will Smith. We get into the stadium.
Beautiful sunset too.
Beautiful
Oh my God.
sunset.
I saw that video. It looked like a great
dog,
sunset.
One of
it
the
was
best I've ever seen.
We get profiled in our Uber. We had Weezer playing immediately when we got in there. That was a little crazy, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to keep it rolling no matter what because we're guys that deal with adversity. We get to Oklahoma. You're popping out there. It's nighttime. You're only getting the small little like what is Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma all about? Stadium on the outside is absolutely beautiful. It looks like a cathedral. Just across the street are some dorms that you're like, man, I can't. That's probably an incredible view to wake up every single day, go to class and see these boys love ball and they love the fall. And here we are in December. Walk into the stadium, 0 issues. Go down on the field. We see a couple guys we know. We dap them up. Ty Simpson gives us a little bit of love. A couple of the boys from ESPN are there. Kirky Herbstreit is there. Kyler Murray daps us up. We see Urban Meyer. I'm over there being like, I walk up to him. I go, hey, I heard you're considering the Michigan job. And we both laugh because we both know there's not a fucking chance in hell he's going to be the head coach for Michigan. So everything's going about as well as it can possibly go. The light show takes place. I'm in the middle of a conversation. The boys were, I'm assuming, a little bit underwhelmed by the light show.
It just lacked the beat drop moment.
Yeah.
Of it was amazing. It was building, and then it never hit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of meat left on the bone.
And the announcer, your favorite guy.
He pissed me off.
Man.
He was in there, and honestly, bless his heart, as they would say in the South. Like, this dude was doing his absolute best to keep these Oklahoma fans engaged. But it definitely felt like, hey, this is the first playoff game in Oklahoma history. Like, I don't think there needs to be a whole lot for you to have to say to keep these fans into it. But he was getting on that mic every break, every transition, every timeout, every punt. He's like getting the crowd hype, and I'm getting to the point where like, less is more, brother. Less is more. Anyway, all good. Teams come out, and apparently there was a situation with JP. I was watching the game or something. I was near you, not next to you when this took place, so I'll let you speak on that.
Yeah, y'all know how it is when we're on the field. We just grab some game footage, get some reactions to go in the vlog. Never been a problem before. It's not
the atmosphere.
Showing the atmosphere.
Highlight the fans.
And that's the number one thing we're trying to do is show people how loud the stadium is.
Yeah.
And it was, they were rocking. And then a guy comes over and he's like, hey, who are you with? So we're with ESPN. Oh, well, you don't have rights to film this game. Only the broadcast people have rights to it. I was like, oh, this is kind of like what we are paid to do is film some of the game, get reaction, show off stadium. Well, that's not allowed here. You need to put that camera away. I'm like, all right, no worries. I have an iPhone 17. I'll be fine.
That sounds a little aggressive.
A little aggressive.
It was aggressive, the very like stern talk down on you tone, which was, but didn't talk back to him, complied. We'll figure it out. We always adapt and we make the most of it. And that's exactly what we did.
It was so much of a non-factor at this point in the game. I see JP on his phone. I'm like, bro, why aren't you using the camera? He's like, oh, some guy said I couldn't use it. That's literally all I knew about that situation at the time. It's just, hey, the guy said I couldn't do it. Let me use this iPhone 17, which I think we're finding out might be the best camera in the world.
Crazy.
Some of the things you were able to pull off. So that happens. We're watching the game. We're all so into it. Cole Kublik keeps coming up to me between every single break, talking about the offensive lines, breaking down. Here's why. You got a guy thinking we're talking ball. It's a lot of fun, but that wind chill was a nasty motherfucker on us. It was aggressive.
It was 49 degrees on the weather app, but because it was 15 to 20 mile hour chills, it felt like 30 on the app is what it said, and it truly did feel like it was below freezing. There's videos you'll see in the vlog of the flags. You have all these flags that line the stadium, and they did not, for 1 second of the whole game, are pointing the direction the wind's going. It was we got lucky being on the field.
Yeah.
Because I feel for those people who are up in the top deck, they were probably getting just pelted.
Wind. Yeah.
Because it had to be a lot colder.
Yeah, it was freezing. So we start to get towards the halftime. And boys are starting to get hungry. Jared's been mentioning a couple of things about wanting a snacky. I'm like, Jared, you kind of showed up. Did he not? Like he was the first guy. Oh, we're not going to eat. There's no food. I'm like, JP kind of just invited you on this trip. You got to fall back a little bit. Like sometimes we don't get to eat till late. Go ahead.
That's what Brett, he like tapped me on the shoulder during the game. He goes, so when do you guys grab dinner? I was like, oh, sometimes we don't really get it, but we'll go to the press box and grab some food.
Right, because, if you're ever in a pinch, the last thing we want to do is kind of like go to the concession stand because things can get a little hairy. Photos, you get draped over a little bit, which is great. We love it, but sometimes we're trying to operate. So we go, halftime happens. We go up to, I think, at least half a dozen people, staff members, asking, hey, we've got this press pass. Where do we need to go to like kind of warm up, grab a bite real quick? And
where does this credential get us?
There's a point where we go up a flight of stairs, realize that's the place. We go down the flight of stairs. We go to one set of elevators. Those aren't the set of elevators. We end up in the middle of the concourse area where the elevators go up to the media. And there's a door closing. We sprint to the door. and just boom, hit it. And I'm like, hey, sorry about that. We're going up to 6. Now, this is where my brain gets a little foggy, but I remember our group getting in the elevator. There was a gentleman to our right that I did not know who had a quarter zip Oklahoma sweater on, a girl, a man, and then a lady who's handling the elevator. Am I correct in saying all that at this point?
2 elevator attendants, but yes, correct.
2 elevator attendants. 2 people that were not quarter zip, our crew. We're like, hey, we're headed towards, someone said to go to 6. We have the credentials. This guy says to us, 6 is only for local riders and TV.
Right.
We say, we're with ESPN. He doesn't say it to us. He says under his breath, there's no place here for ESPN. And it's kind of like one of those.
It got very weird for a
second. It got tight for a minute.
Everyone is just puckered up like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And
sure.
The 2 people who are not in our crew, but also on the elevator, they're feeling the tension as well. Elevator only goes up to the 6th floor, opens up, and this guy storms out. And we kind of like, this is the floor we were told to go to, but I think we're just not going to go to this floor. So they're like, hey, take us down to 5.
It feels like we shouldn't get off.
Yeah, it feels like we shouldn't. Take us down. We'll go down to 5. Because at the end of the day, we're just thinking, get warm, grab a bite. We have credentials.
It's 20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes. Get back to the game. We're not trying to be disrespectful. This is kind of how everybody has operated every other place we've ever been. So we think this is kind of how things roll.
Yeah, every school's kind of rolled it out for us when we go there.
We go to the 5th floor. Realize there's no food there. We get back in the elevator, and the elevator attendant is like, what are you guys trying to do? We're like, oh, we're trying to get food. We're just really trying to warm up and get food. She goes, that's on 6. They just brought Jimmy John's up there. Like, that's where you guys need to go. And we're like, you sure? She's like, yes. Takes us to 6. Takes us a minute to get there because we end up Dr. Seussing it going down to get back up. We get to 6. We see a couple people. We're dapping up some local riders and stuff like that. Everyone's being pretty cool. There's no food, so we're like, I guess we're just getting warm, and we're gonna, whenever we get to Texas or on the way to the airport, we'll grab some food. All of a sudden, hot dogs start rolling through. Beeman's eyes, boom, they're that big. We start walking over, and there's a line. This line's curling. We're zigzagging like it. We're not in the fast pass for Disney World. We're sitting there, we're waiting, we're talking with everybody else, all the local riders. Get our hot dogs, Demon Snacks 2. That's probably the worst thing we did the whole weekend.
Correct.
Demon probably shouldn't have grabbed 2 hot dogs, so we will concede to that. Dude, we get the hot dogs. Demon scarfs a hot dog down so fast. He didn't even put ketchup or mustard. He raw dogs this dog. And we're kind of giving him a hard time. We're all kind of laughing about it. I get to the ketchup and mustard, get my little hot dog together. I'm a bite and a half into this thing. I'm starting to warm up. My belly's starting to feel a little full. This quarter zip guy walks up to me and verbally brings the fingers over, doesn't poke the chest, but you say he's about ready to put some hands on hands. And he's like, I thought I told you guys. I already talked to your buddy here about his camera. I told you guys in the elevator you're not allowed on 6, and here you are eating a hot dog. I'm going to kindly ask you to leave. One very kindly. Jared's got a hot dog.
Really?
This is real.
It's very quiet in there too.
It is. So
everyone around us is watching and seeing this happen in real time.
Yeah. My personality, as you guys know, 9 times out of 10 is let me get a little verbal, like not like fighty, but like chirpy with this guy, make him feel
passive aggressive.
Yeah, a little passive, something like get it under his skin and then.
Because he just big boyed you.
Big boyed me. He did it on the elevator too, and I'm just like,
Did he say on the elevator you guys aren't allowed to go?
He said you guys aren't all allowed on 6. At this point, this guy's got no credentials on him. I think maybe this is a local rider who just hates Bussin with the boys, like doesn't like, kind of like the comedy scene. We haven't been in the game long enough to be as like big as we. I have no idea.
Everyone in the elevator too, before we came back up the second time, once he got off, immediately was like, that was really weird.
Yeah,
and they're like, that what was going on? And we're like, we don't know,
because those 2 people on the elevator with us were also like, we were supposed to go up to 6 too, but we kind of they didn't go as well.
Right.
So this guy kind of bodies me. I fall back. I don't say a word to him. Jared keeps the hot dog in his mouth the entire time the guy's talking to us. So we're just like dumbfounded how this dude just kind of came at us in front of all these people.
He's never introduced himself. Either.
Never introduced him. Never said anything. I take my hot dog, 3/4 of a hot dog. I throw it in the trash. We don't say a word.
Kind of a power move.
It's all I had, bro. It's all I had other than just like complete conflict.
You missed the trash can on the wrapper, which at first I thought Taylor threw the hot dog and just missed the trash can. It was like, let's roll.
Could you imagine I miss and then I'm like,
yeah,
picking up the hot dog and then I put it in the trash can. Yeah, the hot dog hits, the wrapper kind of floats and does its little thing down to the ground. We go to the elevator, and the elevator's taking forever. And he's hovering, and I'm thinking, we got to find out who this guy is. Like, he's kind of becoming an enemy at this point. Like, I need to follow this man for the rest of his life and see what he's up to. We end up not even doing it. This guy is the most unapproachable human being I've ever kind of came across in a while. We get on the elevator. Who's on the elevator? The two people from the original elevator ride with this guy. And they're like, you get kicked out too? We're like, yes. Go down. And that was essentially that situation. The rest of the Oklahoma game was awesome. We go back on the field, fourth quarter hits. The guy that's in the military is like, hey, it's going to be 50 cents. We're like, yeah, that'd be hilarious. All of a sudden, legit 50 cents, 50 feet away from us. And we're like, how do we meet this guy? Like, how do we go up and shake his hand like, brother, you're the greatest troll to ever live on the face of the earth. Ends up not happening. I did walk up to the thing. I'm like, hey, I would love to meet 50. And they're like, we're not with this crew. You can't come in here. Like,
just
all
like
good.
a security guy who mans the door.
They were like,
right, yeah.
There's no place for ESPN here.
yeah. So we leave probably 5 minutes left in the fourth because the game is so good.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll stay for one more series. We end up getting to the airport, flying out. We grab Bronze.
Yeah, Bronze.
Which is a Texas, Oklahoma. Brahms.
Yeah.
Brahms. Solid. Wouldn't put it in my top 5. Yeah. But also, if someone's like, hey, let's go to Brahms, I'm going to Brahms. It's a solid little place. Get on the plane, get to Texas A&M right around 1 o'clock probably.
Yeah, or
maybe a little earlier.
Before, yeah.
Yeah. Go to sleep. All good.
Great
day. Texas A&M, Miami tomorrow. No idea Oklahoma and Alabama's going to pull that off. Can't believe Alabama came back from a 17-point deficit. This is incredible. Wake up in the morning. Car's picking us up at 9. I wake up at 8:15. I look at my phone. Jeremy Klump. Hey, call me when you get up. I'm thinking, this can't be good. This can't be good at all. So I immediately call him. I'm still wiping my eyes. I'm just waking up. And Klump tells me that some guy at Oklahoma, we don't know who. Any person we would say it is just speculation at this point.
No clue. Still hasn't introduced himself. So I don't know. Calls Texas A&M and the college football playoff and says, these guys busting with the boys. Essentially, we're trying to cause a terrorist attack in Oklahoma. That's how it was truly framed to me. Those aren't my words. Those are the words that were used to me when I was explaining what we did at Oklahoma. He tried to get our credentials pulled at Texas A&M. So much so that Klump's like, hey, I didn't get to speak to you. I spoke to JP. He broke it all down for me. So I'm like, okay, so we're good. He's like, we'll see. We end up meeting somebody from ESPN. The person we met at ESPN to hand us our credentials are like, don't go through that tunnel or that tunnel. There are people waiting for you specifically to not let you on the field. And we have the passes.
They're waiting for you to not let you on the field. So we get there. There's the miscommunication of somebody's here, so we go there, but they got pulled over here, so we have to go to a different location. It's 30 minutes before the game. So we go on the field.
The passes are now, it's pre, half, and post, and you have to leave the field 30 minutes before the game starts. It's 32 minutes on the clock, I think, when we were walking in there.
Yeah. And we're told this is what the passes say, but honestly, the same thing that's worked for Oklahoma and worked for last year, like, stay. You guys are going to be just fine. This is kind of the process. And we're just abiding. We're like, hey, this is what people say that are much more above us, have much more pull in this world than we do, that are telling us to do this. We're going to do this.
And people, the majority of the time, they kind of take care of us.
Yeah. Majority, like 99.9, everybody but Oklahoma. And, honestly, I don't even want to put Oklahoma in this. This is.
I hate hearing this because I got my boy Coach Dobson out there.
I know, man.
Strength staff.
And
that's my guy. I hate feeling like Oklahoma's going to have to be dead to me after this, whatever I hear the rest of the story.
And the crazy thing is, too, is like playing a couple layers back, just playing it back in my head right now. What do you think this individual was thinking during the Red River rivalry when we were at that game? Like, how did these motherfuckers get on here? There must have been something. One of us must have done something to him in a past life or the present life for him to act like this. And once again, we're just assuming that this is the guy that called the CFP on us. It could have been something completely different. Yeah. We get to the stadium. We get on the field. We're not on the field more than 5 minutes before some nice lady walks up and goes, hey.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Because we've been A&M.
Yeah. She's like, hey, just so you know, like your passes, you're gonna get kicked off. I'm giving you a warning. Someone's gonna come up, but you're good for now. And I'm like, hey, I'm in the mode now. Like, word is clearly traveling fast, and it's a word that's not correct. So I'm gonna just kind of play nice guy through the whole entire thing from here on out. I tell her, hey, no problem. Whenever you want us to get out of here, we'll get out of here. Teams go up. National anthem hasn't even happened yet. She comes back. She's like, you're getting the axe now. All good. Stand there, get out. We go up the tunnel the moment the flyover happens. And you just hear, and we're like, oh my God, I cannot believe we just missed that incredible moment. We're like, what do we do now? We show it to somebody, staff member. By the way, you guys, people that are running at your schools, give the staff members a little bit more information, because those poor bastards are doing their best to help us, but just didn't have the information to like get us where we need to go. There's no seat for us. There's no suite for us. There's no nothing. So we go to like the tops.
At this point, people are pulling up ticketing apps and looking to purchase actual physical seats in just Gin Pop.
While you're currently holding a credential that allows you
It
to
says
be on the
on-field
field.
pass. Yes.
Meanwhile, Brett. Meanwhile,
deep state college football. I've been trying to tell you about the deep state now.
this might have been we might got kicked because of Will.
Right.
He's on college football. He's over here in New York at the Rockefeller Center.
Sipping some coffee,
sipping
looking at
some
a Christmas
coffee,
tree.
and Will just
Hey,
ruined
get
our
this
entire
toy.
weekend because he thought the college football playoff was wrong.
Yeah, it's starting to add up.
Yeah, it's starting to add up. We go to this area, and
I personally didn't go to the games because I was boycotting the college football playoff. I just told everybody I was doing Christmas in New York. No, I was boycotting.
dude, we get out there, and I know probably how the boys were feeling. I can only speak for myself. I was livid internally, and I'm thinking to myself, fall back for 48. Don't make a fuss out of this. We got a vlog to make. Let's make the best out of the situation. I think we did. It was
That
fun.
video is hilarious.
Our highest performing clip of the weekend, too.
Was that clip? Yeah. Because we're kind of standing there. I look at JP. I go, I'm going to try to get to that corner. And you just see if you can film me.
Once you finally see me up there with that iPhone
A veteran
17.
play, because I rolled with Taylor because I was like, I'll try to get another angle. And he's like, should I get a big bucket of popcorn? I'm like, absolutely. And I think that made it just even better.
Just sitting.
Wind blowing up there.
And I walk up, dude, by the way, them stairs ain't no joke, bro. Those things are like straight up. I get to that corner and I'm kind of doing the thing. And the guys are like, hey, are you Taylor Lewan for Bussin? I'm like, what are you doing up here? I was like, dude, just trying to enjoy some good college football, man. Give him the popcorn.
You look
we
down,
boogie
can I
out of
just
there.
watch some college football?
Can I just not enjoy the game like everybody else?
You gonna kick me out of here too?
Yeah. So,
Section 341.
buddy, dude, and I'm sitting there and
That bums me out, bro.
standing room, couple like a mom and a dad who recognize us because their son's like, hey, Bussin with the boys is at the game. They're like, could we get like, where do I get those hats? And I have a hat buckled on my belt loop. I'm like, oh, you guys can have this one. It says dad. It's for their kid. And he's like, hey, we really appreciate this. Points at Jared and goes, can you buy that one on like somewhere? And we're like, I go, Jared, give him your hat. Give him your hat. So Jared gives him the hat. He gets a beanie. And I'm just, dude, I am so frustrated at the situation. I'm frustrated at all the things. I think we did a great job at the end of it, but I feel bad for Brett because Brett's like, hey, I'll leave whenever you guys want to leave. I'm like, let's get out of here.
Brett, by the way, massive Miami Hurricanes
Massive
fan.
Miami. Yeah.
He's wanted nothing more than to come on one of the trips.
Right.
And then to see his
Forever.
Miami Hurricanes in the college football playoff.
To the point where I'm apologetic. I'm like, dude, it does not usually go like this. It's usually so much more easy.
And on
Yes.
top of all of the destruction taking place, the game is so gross.
Yeah.
Miami's 1 for 4 on field goals. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's bad.
It was
It's
really
defensive
on par.
battle.
It was. You're right. It was on par though for the day of that. And I feel like I'm now kind of understanding how infuriated you were because you kept it very well together.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I did have to mention it a couple times. But yeah, I was tight about the situation.
So
Oh,
we
just to put this in a bow for you real quick. We end up going to a bar, corner pub or something like that.
Corner something.
Corner something, grab a feast. It was a nice little meal. And then go to the plane. We watched the end of the game on the plane. And I'm apologetic to Brett, like, man, I'm really sorry.
Jared asleep in the corner.
Yeah, it went down like this. But that is essentially our trip.
So you don't know. We're speculating, but the thought is that old buddy from Oklahoma called A&M, called the college football playoff,
Allegedly.
and basically ran a coup to keep the boys out.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
and trust me, I know he just explained the whole story, but we could not have been more respectful throughout the situation. And I was telling Clump, like, the main goal of us going to these games, especially a place we've never been to like Oklahoma, we want to show off Oklahoma. We want everybody to know about the atmosphere and hype up Oklahoma up. Ultimately, this guy, he wants the same thing for Oklahoma. He wants it to be the best experience for media, yada, yada, yada. But him going after us, now initially we had the same goal. Now we're going the opposite way. And it's making it worse for Oklahoma.
Right.
And it's like, dude, we're on the same team.
That's like people are going to watch the vlog, and I'm sure like the tier ones are going to have a bad taste in their mouth because of Oklahoma. And I can't help but feel some type of way about Oklahoma right now. I don't want to, because it's not the player's fault. It's not the coach's fault. It's definitely not Dobbs' fault. It might be Dobbs' fault. But like everyone was.
Did you hit up Dobb at all? I mean, he's
dude.
obviously in game mode.
I've
been trying to seek out that. Hey, Dobb, who's this dude right here?
Yeah. Oh, you talked to Dobb about it?
No, I'm saying that's what I would have done.
Oh,
like I'm thinking if I'm on the field,
bullets are flying so much.
Game's going on. Hey, James Dobson on the sideline. Can you get him to come here for a second?
Yeah. And dude, like 80,000 plus people, coaches, players, the whole thing. Everyone was great. It was this one guy. This one guy decided just like he hated Bussin with the boys, or that thought we were incredibly stepping on toes, and because of that, I'm like, kind of fuck Oklahoma now. And I hate that I feel that way. I want to feel a different way.
Can I
get redemption?
I do just want to bring this up. This is all allegations right now. Nothing can be confirmed. But I think like the Lil B the base god curse, there is now a Bussin curse that we don't mean to throw on people. But a certain team DM'd us that, you know, it doesn't really work that way. You guys can't really come onto the sideline at our school. That team only won one game after that DM. They were in the top 10. They'll remain
That's a
unnamed.
good point. Feels a little egotistical to feel like that we have that kind of power.
I don't know.
I feel a little like Jeremy Clump right now.
Oklahoma then pulls that, and Oklahoma loses. Texas A&M then pulls that. Texas A&M loses. I'm just saying there's a pattern.
I don't think A&M pulled anything. I think this is like college football playoff. Once you get in the playoffs, they're running the show over the school, which is a very interesting
college football
thought.
playoff. It's ESPN, right?
That's what I was getting confused on. I'm like, what do you mean only the broadcast people have the rights to the game? Like, we're with ESPN. This game is on ESPN channel.
Right, and these credentials say that we're able to access these points. Because every time we go to a game, like, we're always very aware that, you know, very appreciative that we get the access that we do. And sometimes there's a little bit of an imposter syndrome going on, like while we're trying to get into the games. But everybody, every school we go to, whether they're fans of the show or whatnot, like people come up to us and everybody is super helpful with helping us, because we're not trying to do things that we're not supposed to do. Mm-hmm. We're like, hey, we're trying to be on our best behavior to come here and essentially show off the school, show off the team. We eventually become fans of the team. Then next thing you know, we got like 8 favorite teams that we're rooting for throughout college football.
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, yeah, dude. Kind of chaps my ass to hear that this dude was essentially being an asshole. Because, you know, he like whatever spot he's in, he's probably got a lot on his plate dealing with everybody the day of the game. But to be an asshole to people,
right?
Especially if it's not like you guys weren't doing anything.
Right.
And they'd be like, I told him to stop filming or whatever. And it's like, bro, when you went up and said, hey, would you mind not filming X, Y, and Z? Like ESPN kind of has rights. Like, oh, no, totally get it. I won't film any more of the game. Here's usually what we do.
Right.
And then there's almost like a mutual respect. Like, oh, I totally understand that. Just make sure if you do film, it be on the crowd, but just try not to do the game because they're tight wads on making us have the rights and everything else.
Like, put yourself on our side.
And then there's
this
almost relationship that's forming. Like, you know, nobody's trying to do anything disrespectful while we're there.
And I think there was more than a couple of times I asked the boys, I'm like, could we have handled that any different, any better? Is there any way we could have gone about it? Because, dude, a couple of times I was feeling myself like kind of creeping up, and then let me chirp at this guy, let me do the. But they just, even then, I was like, let me just fucking.
I knew that we had done the right thing when Brett Mays was like, no, we couldn't have been more respectful.
Yeah.
Our father of the trip was like, no, you guys handled
Brett
that
is,
with poise and grace.
Yeah, and
you
once
look
Brett
up
said
integrity,
it, I was like,
it's
all right.
Brett Mays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you think Brett's going to make a mistake like this? No. As long as we're on his team, I think we're on the right side of history.
And we're talking like my big concern is when Clump calls me and he's like, people at ESPN called me. We had this conversation, and the people that called him from ESPN, I know what they've had to deal with in the past with other people, and I don't want the narrative to start like, oh, Bussin with the boys is like X, Y, and Z. Because I like to believe we try to handle ourselves the most inviting way possible. Fans, people that allow us to have access and everything. So shitty situation, you know.
Then you're just caught in this bizarre world because some people are wanting to be helpful, and it's like, where are we supposed to go? This is what we have. Like, if we're not allowed to be there, that's totally fine.
Right.
It feels like we're supposed to. Everybody keeps saying we're supposed to be there, but then we go in and the dude's like getting the finger at us and everything else to get out of there. You almost just don't know what to do.
Right. And to be fair to this guy, they did have a 17-point lead, and they were fumbling the bag at that point when he did see us. Anyway, that's the weekend.
So, is Oklahoma dead to us, man?
At this point, dude, it's too early to say, but yeah.
I think they're on suspension.
I gotta call Dauber, man.
I don't even know if you can.
Well, I mean, I could call him and talk to him.
No, you know. I think you let this clip get to Dobson, and the first phone call he makes, you decline it.
No, I can't.
Call him back 5 minutes later.
Because I've talked to Dob, and there's a lot of players on the team that's like fans of the show.
No doubt, no doubt.
So it bums me out because this could be a spot that we'd want to go. I would have before this happened. It's like Oklahoma would have been a spot you
100%
want to go to during our spring tour or fall camp or whatever it might be.
Right. And Gabe Eichert, who I play with in the Titans, he came in the same year as me. We're chopping it up. We're talking about game plans, the whole thing. Like, he's a big piece of Oklahoma. He does a lot of like a radio show for them. He's really in the weeds with that school. He's like, you're going to love it here. It's incredible. My buddy, it seems like it's an awesome place to be around. And then it just kind of goes bad. Tough.
Yeah.
Hard to kill.
Hard to kill. Man. But listen, boys, I hope you guys enjoy the vlog, because regardless, if you
watch the vlog and you're wondering, wait, why does it look like this? Come listen to the podcast. You'll get the explanation of why it may be a little bit choppy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
How'd they get here?
Yeah. Wait a second.
The good news is we have our guest today is the winner of that game between the quarterback for the winning team, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson. High and tight, Ty Simpson. High and tight.
High and tight.
High and tight. Friend of the show now. Will come on in the off season. He's a little wolf dude ripping around. He's got a massive mentality on him. Comes up to me, almost pulled my damn pec, trying to hurt me. Didn't know what he said. Be a fucking wolf is what he said. I'm a fucking wolf today.
Coolest thing about Ty is that when we went to Alabama for spring tour, Book was telling us about him like, hey, one of our quarterbacks really wants to meet you. And remember, this is 2 years ago. So Ty's like a freshman. He's third string and just hyped to be at Alabama. And he comes up, introduces himself, extremely polite kid. And to see him do college football the old school way, wait his turn, become a quarterback of a top team with a chance to win a championship, and to know he's one of the boys is an awesome story arc.
Yeah, man. We were touching on that too when he got off as well. But you'll laugh at this. Book tries to face him. I don't answer because Charles sleeping, like the kids are sleeping around, because I had stayed up and watched the conclusion of the game. And Book tries FaceTiming me right away to talk noise, bro. And then as Ty's like, one of my best friends, Tyler Booker, and I went back to it. I'm like, yo, Book was trying to FaceTime me, talking noise whenever the Crimson Tide came back and won the game. But yeah, great interview. I can't wait to have him on the bus in the offseason, because there's some questions that we definitely wanted to ask or go.
We alluded to it, but there wasn't time.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a fun interview.
Let's enjoy it, dude. Let's get into it right now. Quick little ad break. Please subscribe.
And for all,
I gotta give Matt.
Oh yeah, we need Matt.
We'll
Malone.
talk Matt Malone, and then also for all the college football talk that will be happening on the Locker Room that will come out later today with Josh Pate. Well, we'll have our Locker Room show. I believe that drops at 6 p.m. Central Time
on Monday, so that'll be out already.
The Locker Room
will be out today.
Okay, so all the Locker Room. If you're listening to just Bussin' with the Boys and you're wondering why we're not talking football, we had our NFL breakdown with Greg Olson yesterday. We had our Locker Room episode with Josh Pate yesterday. Sitting in a little unique spot with the college football playoff being like 10 days out or a week and a half out. We got Christmas coming up, so we dropped those episodes early for you guys. So that's where you can go and consume all of the football talk. Matt Malone.
We'll wrap and do it for the post-tie.
Okay, we'll get into Ty Simpson. Enjoy Ty Simpson. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Make sure you subscribe. Enjoy these ad reads. We interrupt this episode to bring you Netflix. Here's a question that Netflix has for you. If you walked into a stash house and found it full of $20 million, how much would you steal? That's the question Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have to answer in Netflix's new movie, The Rip. They play a team of Miami cops alongside Teyana Taylor, Stephen Yeun, Catalina Sandino Moreno, Kyle Chandler and Sasha Kajay all trying to decide, are they the good guys or the bad guys? This movie is an edge of your seat thrill ride the entire time, keeping you guessing till the very end. Don't miss The Rip, only on Netflix, January 16th. We are also brought to you by Olipop, introducing the new Olipop times SpongeBob collaboration, the Pineapple soda from Bikini Bottom, Pineapple Paradise, juicy pineapple with a splash of mandarin, pure liquid joy, just like SpongeBob himself. Each pack's a little treasure hunt, and you never know which one you're going to get. Collect them all and unlock sweet rewards at drinkolipop.com/SpongeBob. And again, the boys love soda, but most of the time, soda does not love you back. Olipop actually supports gut health with 9 grams of prebiotic fiber and only 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. Tastes like soda, but it's actually good for you. They have an incredible flavor lineup: vintage cola, classic root beer, cream soda, classic grape, crisp apple, to name a few. Get $2 off a 4-pack of Olipop at drinkolipop.com/bussin. Works on any flavor of 4-pack, including SpongeBob, at any retailer. Olipop is sold online and on Amazon and available in almost 50,000 retailers nationwide, including Costco, Walmart, Target, Publix, Whole Foods, Kroger, and H-E-B. Drink Olipop. Let's get back to this episode. Enjoy Ty Simpson.
Ladies and gentlemen, this interview is brought to you by Bud Light, dude. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official sponsor of the NFL, the NFL Draft, Tight End University, the UFC, Shane Gillis' 2025 tour. Bud Light partners include, stick with me here, Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Baker Mayfield, Taylor Lewan, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Will Compton, Post Malone, Dustin Poirier. Do me a favor, stock up on Bud Light. Head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Let's get into this interview with the Wolf, Ty Simpson.
What's up, Ty?
What up, fellas?
There he is, the Wolf.
Something
Wolf.
like that.
That sounded like that, dude. Hey, are we rolling? All right, Ty, we're rolling. We know you got only a finite amount of time, buddy. First off, I know there's only 3 of us on the bus right now, but let's give Ty Simpson a round of applause for coming in. Absolutely giving me, probably tearing my chest this weekend when he comes in. You dap me up, you throw that shoulder pad into me, and you're like, be a fucking wolf. I don't even know what you said. What did you say? Because you hit me up. You hit me with some energy that I was not prepared for.
He hit some juice. Where I had FOMO when I'm looking at the screen, I was like, oh, damn, this kid's ready to go.
Because when they started backing us up, and they're like, hey, Alabama's coming. I know, hey, the boy Ty, like, he messes with the squad. Hopefully I get to see him. He starts power walking his ass toward me, and I'm like, all right, dap up, hug. Here we go. This motherfucker body bags me. And he screams something at me. 2 things went in my head. 1, kid's got juice. Second thing is, I wonder if he saw ESPN, and that's what he's commenting on. So
yeah, man, I was fired up, right? Like, once in a lifetime game. Knew what was on the line, knew kind of the energy going into the game about, the script of, Alabama and how everybody, like I said, wrote us off.
Will Compton,
and of course, I saw the boy, right, and got fired up, and you told me all the time, right, keep that ball high, keep it tucked. And I just told you, I was like, I'm a wolf today. I'm a wolf. Let's go. And that was the motto going into the game.
Dude, yeah, that does fire me up. From your perspective, for the team's mind, because as players, you get motivated. You alluded to everybody writing you off. The thing with you see us all picking Oklahoma on ESPN. Like, in your mind as a player, what do you feel like the locker room was feeling that was at stake beyond, hey, we're in the playoffs, getting an opportunity? Like, what kind of chip was on your shoulder?
I mean, we just kind of had nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Of course, having the days off, right? That's all everybody ESPN talked about was just, Alabama didn't look good in the SEC championship. They've fallen off the offense the last couple of weeks. The defense can't stop the run. Just a whole bunch of talk that we didn't really appreciate, right? And people didn't, understand and value what we went throughout the season, right? The first game we get it, didn't play our best, and then we go through an 8-game stretch of a hard schedule, right? We go to Athens and get it done there. Then we play Vanderbilt, who is a really good team. Then Missouri, then Tennessee, then go to a hostile environment in South Carolina. Just backs against the wall every game in the SEC. And then we drop one to Oklahoma, which in all honesty, right, like if we just had a couple plays back, that probably is a different type of game. And then we didn't put our best foot forward the SEC championship. So just the narrative of like Alabama isn't who they are. They don't have Saban. They don't have the same juice. They don't have the same squad like they used to. It kind of, to me, honestly, just kind of pissed me off because I was like, why does everybody bring up the past? Like, I get that, I came here with Saban. I had, Bryce Young, Will Anderson's my teammates, the boy Tyler Booker, who's my best friend. Like everybody wants to talk about that, but like nobody wants to talk about the 2025 team and what we've done. Like everybody, didn't expect us to make the playoff. We made the playoff, and then, writing this off about the Oklahoma game, like, all right, let's do it, man. And I was just excited. The whole team was excited. We have a team players only meeting every Friday before the game, or it would have been Thursday. And I just got up and I was like, guys, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Like, let's go. Y'all know how I feel. I need this game back. Y'all need this game back. We got everything to prove. Let's go do it.
God. Hey, it went fleeting, but he mentioned Tyler Booker being his best friend.
Yeah.
Tyler Booker was FaceTiming me right after that game. I was in bed because I was out in New York with the fam doing the Christmas thing. So I had kind of the family in the room with me. They were all sleeping as I stayed up to watch the rest of the game. But Book is FaceTiming me at the end of the game. I didn't end up answering just because I was around everybody. But now that makes sense.
Makes sense.
It makes even more sense now.
Because the boys talked. Like he had this team meeting on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. He's calling, hey, you got to get on Will Compton's ass.
Yeah.
What happened?
Hey, I told you.
Yeah. What I say about them boys?
Hey, he called me after. He made sure to tell me he was calling you, Will.
Ty, one thing that happens in the sports media world is this, right? People see a team, they see the Crimson Tide, they see what they've done the last 20 years. All of us, you guys lose to Oklahoma, you don't look great, so hey, let's make a storyline out of everything. And I sit there and I'm like, I kind of understand it. Like maybe Ty's hurt. Maybe something's going on. They got some receivers that are dropping balls. Maybe Oklahoma can get them twice. And you guys are hearing all that narrative. What's going through the mind of your psyche when you're down 17-0? When Oklahoma, you're like, hey, we're going to do this. Guys, I got nothing to say. We're going to, I need this game. Y'all need this game. We got to get this back. Let's prove everybody wrong. And then you're halfway through the second quarter and it's like, oh shit, maybe they were right. That kind of feeling. Because your guys' offense didn't do a whole lot in the first half. Like you guys were kind of, I think at one point you guys had 3 drives, 9 plays, and 5 total yards. And I'm looking up at the board being like, dude, what is going on with this squad? And so, but then you guys obviously have the pick 6. You throw a nice ball to get the juice going with the boys in the second quarter that inevitably you guys are just going this incredible run. But what is going through your mind when you're down that much and the narrative has been as loud as it has been?
Yeah. So, to give a little background, right? That whole week, like going forward, I had been watching The Last Dance and then The Man in the Arena with Tom Brady. And it just fired me up, right? Everybody was talking about, in The Last Dance, just, Jordan's mentality, the Bulls, a playoff game one time to where he had like 3 media guys sitting on the front row. And they had like, pick the Bulls to get swept or something. And Jordan was like, we took care of you last game, took care of you the game before. We're going to take care of you this game. And then, Tom Brady, he just talked about, the team and how, his, how he got better towards, the end of his career, just of how much he learned and just about, the Patriots and doing his job, all the comeback victories or whatever. And it really made sense to me, right? Because in that moment, everybody knew it was going to be hard, right? Like on the road, playoff game, Friday night, down 17-0, right? Like that's a really, really good team and, a really good defense. So down 17-0, right? Like all we needed was a chance. We just needed a spark. And so, going up and down the sideline, like, guys, like, we got to believe, man. Just, take your time, do your job. That's all I ask. If everybody does their job, like, we're going to be fine. We just need something to get going. And sure enough, right, third down, they played man the last like 4 third downs that we've had. We get Lottie runs a good route, get a good protection. That was the spark we needed. Flip the field. And once that happened, I knew. I was like, let's go, man. Like, just give me the ball, some type of just spark. And, that's all we needed. And once we got that spark, everybody was just like, all right, like, we can do this. You know what I mean? Got a couple of stops, got a couple, got a turnover, right? Like, that's the name of football. You guys know, man. It just is a great game, fun game. And, you just gotta believe, man. Like, so many things can happen in the game. But like I said, you gotta have that wolf mentality of like, just let's go, man. Like, give me the ball, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's compete. Let's hang out and ball for the boys.
As you guys are taking over that game, talk to me about what it was like playing in that atmosphere. You guys are in the SEC, so you play in a lot of chaotic atmospheres. But was there a difference going into Norman knowing that it was a playoff game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, last year, everybody knows what happened, right? Like, same type, environment, a little different because it wasn't a playoff game, but night game, just rocking and rolling. But you can just feel the energy coming in, and then running out pregame, the student section's filled up. I'm warming up, and I got guys in my ear reminding me of the pick six that I threw at in Tuscaloosa, and then the light show, and then next thing 50 Cent comes out. It's like, man, is this part of a movie? Like, what's going on,
dude?
But
you guys embraced that part though. I saw you out there. Don't let a white boy get a little bit of motion now.
Vanilla Vic now. Come on, everybody knows it. But dude, it was electric, man. Like, playing the SEC, there's nothing like it. Auburn, South Carolina, anytime we get to, play in an atmosphere like that, I love it just because, that's what you dream of as a kid.
Dude, we were sitting there right as the third quarter was ending, and this airborne guy who did the flyover, he's standing right next to us, and they're like, hey, there's going to be between the fourth quarter performance taking place. And I kind of say to JP, one of our guys, I'm like, man, who do you think it's going to be? And the dude that's in the military, he's like, 50 Cent. And we're like, yo, that would be just nuts if it was 50 Cent. And then it comes over, he's on the big screen, he's like, hey, blah, 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 says whatever. And then, many men, I'm like, oh my. And he starts walking. At that point, you're like, holy shit, dude, this is 50 Cent. Like, I just got done watching the Diddy documentary. This guy's the fucking man out here, right?
Dude,
it's hitting a whole new level.
Same thing.
And I'm literally watching him perform in front of everybody. You can just tell he's comfortable. He's put a couple pounds on. He's living the dream, all that thing. And I start to pivot and turn, and I look over at the Oklahoma. I'm like, there's no way Oklahoma loses this game now. There's no way. They're driving the whole thing. I look over. Oklahoma sideline is kind of like chilling, kind of hanging out. There's maybe a couple guys. And I look at the Alabama sideline, and the Alabama sideline is losing their mind. They're all like, half the team is over on like the fifth, like in the middle of the field, getting all excited and stuff like that. And then you go in this press conference and you're like, yeah, I didn't even know he was there. Why did you think you should lie to the media and pretend like you didn't think 50 Cent?
No, seriously, like, I didn't know that he was like actually there. And then, like, of course I know, Many Men, the song. We play it, every Friday before we get on the plane to go to where we're going. And then, like, Caden Proctor, like, tapped me. And he was just coming out of the tunnel, and I was like, oh my God, like, let's go. And then they just fired me up, right? So, like, it was, dude, we embrace that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just being there, being in a playoff game. That's what I told the guys, the night before the game. Like, I thanked them, and I was like, guys, like, this is going to be awesome. This is something that we're going to tell, like, our kids, like, we're going to remember this forever. And, just embrace whatever happens and have fun with it. You're with your guys. Like, there's no other team I'd rather be with than the 2025 Bama team going into this environment. And, that's just what we did. And when that, 50 Cent came out, I was like, let's go, man. Like, it's time to ride.
I love that, dude.
How important was the downtime for the healthier football team after the SEC championship?
Huge. Dude, just so, I mean, y'all understand, right? Like, one, playing the SEC in our schedule, right? Like, every week is just like the NFL type. You know what I mean? Just, different type of players, different type of vibes, just, taking a beating each week. Unfortunately, with that, like we had some guys beat up. So, just being able to relax and like take a time off, mentally and physically was so big. And it, kind of showed, in the game, right? Just taking a breath is what you need, because we're going, 7 days a week. Just whether it's meetings, walkthroughs, practice, like at the facility, getting treatment, just it's a full-time job. So, those 10 days were just so big for us to just relax as a group and just hang out. Is what we needed.
Talk about the leadership of Coach DeBoer. We've had him on a couple times. We're big fans of his as far as talking culture and everything else. You can just feel that he's got that it factor when leading a football team. But with all the noise that was going around Coach DeBoer leading up to this Bama game, with all of the talks of potential Michigan and again all of the media noise, how were you guys? How was that handled throughout the week? Maybe from a player perspective, was there messaging and meetings about it getting addressed? But talk about Coach DeBoer for a minute with the week leading up with all the noise on the outside.
Well, I mean, it starts with him, right? Like just his leadership and what he shows as a head coach. It starts with him and then it trickles down through everything else. But that's, one of the reasons why I respect Coach DeBoer so much is one, right? Me being here with Coach Saban being one of the reasons why I came, him leaving and then, Coach DeBoer wanting to, have the opportunity to coach after him, right? Like not many guys would want to coach after the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like being able to take on that challenge and, all the expectations, right? Like that's one reason that I respect him. Another reason is, with all that noise going on about Michigan, right? Earlier in the year about Penn State, like nobody really knew, and nobody really knows now. Like all Coach DeBoer, has talked about is just Alabama. And y'all saw it during the game. Like none of it distracted us. That Alabama is what he cares about and preaches, and that's what he is going to continue to preach about. He just wants to be in the moment, in the present. He talks about being 1-0, and this is where he wants to be. And that's just a testament to him, right? Of not letting the outside noise distract our team and, what he does, because we're on a mission right now. And that's to win, each game you can go 1-0, right? First off, we beat Oklahoma, right? So now we go play a really good Indiana team in the Rose Bowl, and that's, our job and our mindset.
Yeah, the classic Big Ten versus SEC about to take place. No doubt, Kalen DeBoer, his culture, his leadership, everything. Like, man would look fantastic in maize and blue. You're very lucky to have him. But you're talking about you came in under Saban. Saban decides, hey, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't like the landscape of football. Whatever his decisions were, probably he is the GOAT of all college football. You're a 5-star and you're sitting behind a quarterback for a while. And this new NIL era is, hey, there's really not a whole lot of loyalty with the schools. It's more about where can I go get mine? Where can I go play? What about your mindset was like, okay, the coach I committed to is now retiring. I don't know much about this Kalen DeBoer guy. What made you stay in Tuscaloosa?
It was hard. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just with everything going on, the opportunities, seeing, other people who, I knew I could beat out and, were better than, it was very difficult. But, going to Alabama, I always had a, mindset going in of, right, like, what do I want out of, my college career? And I've always wanted to be, the best that I can be, and play in the NFL. And getting recruited by Saban, he always talks about, creating value for yourself, always, whether it's, on the field or off the field. And he said that, Alabama is the place to do that, whether it's with football or off the field with, marketing or, media or just being, in general with a degree. So, with everything going on, right, and Saban retires, I'm shell shocked just as everybody else. I'm like, man, this is, I chose to come back literally like 2 days before I had a conversation with him, like, hey, coach, what should I do? And, we talked about it and he said, I get it if you want to leave. But, I know you and I know what you wanted in recruiting. And, if you want to create value for yourself, and you want, to be a first-round draft pick, this could be a great story for you, and you could leave a legacy here. And so I thought about it, prayed about it, and I was like, you know what? Like, you're right. And then next thing you know, he retires. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, that he just lied to me. But also as a coach's son, right? Like I understand what was going on, I understand how he thought about it. And we had a good conversation about it. And to this day we laugh about it. So, going through the process, I'm like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And then, Coach DeBoer comes in, and at first I'm like, man, I don't know. Guy's a little, West Coast guy, like, Pac-12 at the time. Just went on to Washington, but I knew his background, and I knew he was an offensive guy. So, I'm like, you know what? I chose Alabama. I love the SEC. Give it a shot, right? So I go through the spring, and it was just like a complete 180. Just kind of, got to play ball. It was free. It was offensive minded and not defensive minded. And honestly, like it probably was better for my development in a sort of way, just because it wasn't so. It was honestly because I could just play. You know what I mean? Like the only reps that I got, were some in a game, some in the South Florida game, but it was all like defensive minded reps. And I could never, I had to prove to myself that I could actually play. I knew I could, do it, whether it was, in high school or in practice, but like during a game or during a, just a live action scrimmage, like I needed to prove to myself that I could. And Coach DeBoer, that's all we did during the spring was just like, hey, y'all just go play, man. Like just go do you. And honestly, like I took a huge step. And after that spring, Coach talked to me and he was like, look, man, like, I understand what's going on. I understand Jalen's here. Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Like, why not stay? Why not do the abnormal thing and, prove to everybody that I want to be here and help out the team because I love my teammates. I could see myself on another sideline looking across and seeing Tyler Booker over there, seeing Parker Brailsford, Jeremy Bernard, Deontay Lawson. And then, waiting one more year and then earning my the respect of my teammates and trying to win the job next year. And that's what I did. And so, I wanted to, create value for myself in the draft process and earn the respect of my teammates, but also, leave a legacy here, the University of Alabama.
Is it now I need to know a little bit about what does that say? Oh yeah, we have a light question coming up. But before that, when you're having these conversations with DeBoer and trying to figure out, do I stay? Do I be abnormal? Whatever it is, what is the cell phone looking like? I'm sure you're getting blown up. You're a 5-star kid, and there's little duffel bags waiting around anywhere for you. And these places, how tempting does that get at times when you have some random school call and be like, 7 figures, babe.
Yeah.
Come over here.
And who was close to possibly getting
Yeah. We're far enough along now. We can talk about it.
It's never been about the money for me, right? Like I'm a coach's son. I love ball. Like I just wanted to play. So whenever, I could play, get the most out of my ability and be able to create value like for myself, like Coach Saban said, that was the biggest thing for me. So whether it was, at the best competition, the SEC or, at a big time school, that's like what I wanted to do. I'm not going to throw any names out there because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But
maybe when you're on the bus postseason.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm on the bus, we can talk about it. But it was, it was buzzing, and we had, real conversations with my dad and my agent just about like, hey, like, what do you want to do? And it just never felt right. Like, whether, schools were calling and I was like, imagine myself at that city or that school. And it was just like, man, like, no, why would I want to go, play there? I got to go play, so-and-so. I got to go do this. When I could, just wait one more year, learn, try to get some more reps, try to get, better understanding of the offense, and play against Tennessee next year, Georgia. Play against, Vanderbilt, like, guys like that, teams like that, played in a playoff game against Oklahoma. Like, if I would have went somewhere else, like, I feel very confident in myself and my abilities that we could have gotten there, but like, it would have been difficult for sure.
Bud Light question. They keep flashing us Bud Light question. That
He's
means
got a meeting. The boys got a meeting. He's got to get ready for Indiana.
Ty,
the big bad wolf of the Big Ten.
Yeah, and look, I'll be giving you guys some more rat poison and some more bulletin board material when I get out there and start talking about how Indiana and Fernando Mendoza is going to give you the nicest ass whooping of all time. But Ty, bro, for people out there watching too, because clearly I've been one of the guys that spread that Notre Dame would beat all these teams and Bama should be in the playoff and all of that stuff. I've been such a massive fan of yours. I've always talked about Ty Simpson, high and tight, everything else. But when you do come on the bus in the offseason, for all the clips we have where you're yelling about being a wolf and everything else, we had a very cool conversation like way back in the day when you were buried in the depth chart, and we got to meet at Boost Fitness at the Boost Fit Club out here in Nashville, where I met you for the first time. And then as I see you again when we come out to interview Coach DeBoer, and then I'm following you this season, and all the stuff that I'm now able to put together and be like, man, this is really cool that this dude. We had a conversation at Boost Fit Club here in Nashville about being buried on the depth chart. And I'm thinking in my head, there's so many aliens at Alabama. Like, hopefully it works out for this kid one day. But whenever you come on the bus, would love to dive into that psyche of being patient, being steadfast in the process, all the challenging moments that you've had through adversity and everything else, because I can tell you're an absolute sicko when it comes to consuming things like Man in the Arena, The Last Dance, everything sports psychology related. So you have to come on the bus in the offseason now that we're about to get to our Bud Light question.
I was like, yeah, hell yeah. What's he going to ask?
I want to sit here and talk. I know he would love to break it down, but knowing he's got a meeting, like this is going to, like, it's going to be a fun conversation.
Right.
And I also just want to tell people as he's out there mindlessly yelling about being a wolf, like there's context that I'm sure he pulls from of all of the different spots of adversity that you've had along the way that I would love for you to share whenever you do come on the bus one day.
No, man, absolutely. And, I want to say, like, thank you to you guys because, like you said, Will, like, coming up to you at Boost, right? Like, I've always been a fan of y'all's, because being a Tennessee kid and y'all playing for the Titans, right? Like, always kept up with y'all. But, y'all being athletes and just, showing y'all's platform of just being boys and just being fellas, right? And, like, having all the, this podcast and building your brand and just, showing people that athletes are guys too. And then y'all's mindset with the wolf and then everything else in general, right? Like, we appreciate that. And I do, especially just because, when I listen to your podcast and watch y'all's videos, under the hood, like, it puts a smile on my face, right? Just because it's just, something to watch and something to, think about and look forward to and, just kind of get my mind off of football, knowing that, we're athletes and we think the same way and we can just, like I said in your motto, right? Like, be a boy. So I appreciate you guys. Honestly. Thank you.
Dude, that is awesome. It's incredible for you to say. I cannot wait to break down all the psyche stuff and everything, because you're right. Like, it's a different world when you're living in it and you're so zoomed in the process and you're motivated in every little thing you're possibly reaching for to grab motivation. I can't wait to hear about more in depth of your guys' conversation.
It's going to be that much, hearing what he just said, it's going to be that much harder picking Indiana.
Yeah, but we're going to have to.
But I got to do what I got to do.
We got to do what we got to do.
You got to do it.
Yeah, 6.5 point favorites. They open up at 6.5 point favorites against the Alabama Crimson Tide. We won't get into betting, not with the kid. We're not going to do that. But the Bud Light question. All right, so people will do anything for an ice cold Bud Light. What is something that Ty Simpson would do anything for? Cannot say family. You can't say family, but what's something you would do anything for? And there's something low hanging fruit staring right out there, but you go and take it whatever you want.
I mean, I got to get the Vrabel answer, right? Like, anything for a national championship.
Yes. That's the answer.
So you're saying you'd cut your dick off for a national championship?
I mean, I said I'd do anything, right? So whatever puts 19 up there for the Crimson Tide. Y'all know it. Come on now.
I love that he do it. Just a young Thundercat. Yeah. No family yet. No nothing.
That is the definition of being zoomed in. Kid's 21 years old. He's like, I'll cut it off right now. I'll die. I will die.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody,
and every Crimson Tide fan's like, you hear what our boy would do? Your quarterback wouldn't cut his dick off. Ours would. Dude, round of applause for Ty Simpson, man. We know you got a meeting, man. You're the best. Once your season is over, hopefully a long time from now, come on the bus, come sit with the boys. Let's just have a great time together.
You got to do it, man. Love you guys. Like, appreciate you. And, like I said, keep doing what y'all are doing for, athletes like us. And let's be a wolf now. Come on.
Be a fucking wolf. Love you too, bro.
Love you too.
Keep that thing high and tight. I'm telling you.
High and tight, baby.
You got to go better than 2 for 12 on third down, Ty. You know that. You know that.
Now. Just whatever it does to win the game. That's all I care about.
All right, bro.
Right. Appreciate you, Ty.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
love some Ty Simpson.
Some Ty Simpson. I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want, man. A cat like that,
yeah,
who just is willing to die for the brand.
You can just tell too. Like I said in the group chat last night, I forget what I was responding to. It might have been him dapping you up and almost tearing your pec.
Yeah.
But you can just tell he loves playing football.
He
loves the mental stuff. He loves everything about it. Because again, he's a 5-star. So
yeah.
There's always like the thoughts on 5 stars and how they might carry themselves. Like this dude is obsessed with football.
Yeah. This guy's a 5-star talent with a 1-star mentality.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I mean, we're sitting there on the sideline watching the game, and like this is not a shot at John Mateer or anything like that, but like you could tell John Mateer is like he's a football player. Like the kid is just he's athletic. He runs around. He does the backyard stuff. But you can tell Ty Simpson, the way he plays, he loves the process. He loves the progression, the fundamentals of the game. He just seems like he's like immersed himself in like, how can I be the greatest quarterback I can possibly be for whatever team I'm playing for? And John Mateer is like, let me go out here and fucking play some ball.
Well, John Mateer, he might be obsessed with the fundamentals too.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
I'm watching like how each guy plays. And you can just see John Mateer, he's not afraid to get out there and rip around a little bit. And like Ty will sit there high and tight and progression. But like you can tell this he's doing exactly what he's coached. When John, like, and we're not taking away from it because he's an absolute stud too, especially before he got his little thumb injury. Like he's a cat that's like 1, 2, let me go make a fucking play and be a football player. It's just, it's different. They're both great.
And just looking at this video, like just the look in his eyes, he had the same kind of look when he was having fun with us at the SEC championship, but he's just got that when you're there on the field wanting to watch this playoff football game and like, hey, the quarterback for Alabama, Ty Simpson, and he's walking by and he's just got that look. Like he's got that young joy when playing, whether it be 4th grade football, 8th grade football, high school football, like the dude is just ready to die on the football field.
And you say like he's got the same look at it, buddy. That was a completely different look.
Yeah, I know. Right? Like, he's looking through you like, hey, it's
he's like, I was just a beacon to allow that energy to come out. And he saw somebody who was relatively comfortable enough with like, I'm going to fucking, because in his head, he's throwing warm-ups and he's like, if I could just murder somebody right now for a victory, I would. He sees me and he's like, let me fucking put my shoulder in this motherfucker's chest. Because he like, SC championship, he was like, hey, he was meeting us for the first time, really like meeting me for the first time.
We got to meet him when we were out there with DeBoer. He came in for when we sat down with Milrow. We were in the book. DeBoer.
That is true.
He kind of came in and said, "What's up to us?"
So we dap up at the SEC championship, and it's kind of like he's calm, he's more collected. It feels like okay, this kid's got like he just feels confident. This is. I'm gonna fucking kill somebody vibes. Like this is the you and me in the locker room, tears in our eyes, thinking today's the day we die, and there's no better time to die than right now. That was the vibe I was getting from that kid, man. Then they come out, bro, and it wasn't good. Like they looked terrible in the first quarter because like by Josh Pate's analysis, he's like, we're gonna find out real quick who's who in the zoo when it comes to these two teams, and it really was like kind of who makes in my mind after the first quarter, I was like who makes the most mistakes is going to lose this game. Ended up being true, but Ty Simpson, when he threw that ball over to their sideline, broken play, kid was all by himself. Wasn't a great football, but he got that ball to his receiver, flipped the field like he said. Once that happened, it was like all Alabama from then on.
Yeah.
I think right after that drive was a pick 6.
You could see that look in his eyes through the video. I saw that video after we were already down 0-17 and was like, he's in there somewhere. Yeah. He's just got to get woken up.
And really with that kid, man, it's really just like get one play. Mm-hmm. Get one X play is all you really need from him, and then you just kind of see him all turn it on.
You see what happens when he just has that one extra second of time.
Right. And buddy, I'll tell you that like during the game, on their third downs, they're running the same kind of like game/blitz. They were bringing the Mike linebacker and crossing the nose's face over the center, and it was putting them in shambles. And they ran it 2-3 times and was getting pressure. Like and like I think the first 3 third downs, that's the pressure they ran, and it was the exact same look and everything. And I'm thinking if you guys can't figure this one out, It's going to be a long day. And for whatever reason, like Ty, he gets the ball down the field. And from then on, like it was a completely different offense versus, a top 10 defense in all of college football and made him look silly for 2.5 quarters.
I think the most impressive thing was what you're saying they did on defense to us in the first quarter, how quickly we adjusted on the defensive side of the ball.
That's great coaching. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the fact that Bama was getting after the quarterback like that, especially in the second half. What is it? Something starts with a Y. Pierre.
Oh, Yanze Pierre.
Yanze Pierre. Him.
Sophomore.
Yeah, Kennedy. He was making his presence known, but a lot of guys were just getting after the quarterback, which you hadn't really seen from Bama all year long. I'll be curious too, like as people are listening and watching, like a part of me wanted to ask, whenever I asked the question, how important were those weeks off? Like I'm just so curious if something was up with Ty.
Yeah, I got
December.
that feeling when you asked the question.
Because the way that he was balling in September, October, until he kind of hit, I want to say it was South Carolina. Maybe.
Once the Tennessee game was the last game, you were like, oh my God, Alabama is a juggernaut this year.
And he's in the Heisman talk.
And
he's in all those
from then
conversations.
on, it was like, I think that was the last week in October. From then, it was like, what's Alabama up to? Like something's got to be going on with their team and all the injuries of the SEC. But I felt that when you were asking that question because it did feel like he had something going on. And then the turtle kicked in right around that second quarter, baby. He was ripping.
Hey, I'm not kidding. In the second half, when we started popping off, I go, they shot that boy up in the locker room. There is no question what happened in that locker
They
room.
shot his ass up before, dude. The way he fucking
Clearly.
threw it into me, I'm like, God damn. I got to get back in the gym the way this kid's throwing me around right now.
They had a hell of a comeback. When they were down 17-0, like I'm sitting there and I'm like, man.
Dude, I'll tell
you and everyone on Twitter.
I'll tell you this.
Hey, I withheld from, if you notice too, I'm thinking in my head, I can't, truly, I am in shambles from that Patriots tweet a couple weeks ago or last week whenever I put it out and then the Bills come back and win. But I'm sitting there when they're down 17-0 because it was like, fuck, man, like this is not good.
Yeah.
Not good for all of the arguments that have been going on around Alabama because they have just looked like a completely different football team in November and December.
Yeah.
But when they came back, I'm like, oh, God, Oklahoma, what? Just a choke job.
How many people you think deleted their tweets?
I kind of.
You kind of can't. You
I
already
kind of
got
kept some receipts a little bit. I saw Brandon Walker. I saw a couple of Notre Dames. Like, this is the team they had in over us. And I just screenshot, just in case,
You know they make a bookmark feature.
Shit.
Yeah.
I can't even get to that. But I'll just
Mine's
put that
long.
But to keep
long.
those tweets from being deleted, if people get screenshotted, it's over. If it's out there,
you put it out there, it's done. If you have enough followers,
you just got to keep
Respect
it out there,
to the
man.
people that left them too, because it is a funny read if you go back.
Dude, it's so funny.
Dude, Thursday or Friday, this Tulane fan account put this long tweet up. And it was like basically going into how this Tulane team's different. They were injured back then. They're going to be completely different. A lot of guys are saying they would even donate if Tulane even wins. Looking at you, tagged me, and I see that on Friday, and I'm like, all right. And the kid, I checked it this morning. Tweet still up. Kid standing 10 toes down. Didn't delete it. So shout out to Tulane Wave fan. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Sports, all of it. It's incredible. I'll say this, dude. When there's like a 4th and 1 and they're in the red zone and they call a timeout, there was this kid on the Alabama sideline, little cat, didn't know who he really was. He was like getting stretched out. A bunch of coaches walking up to him. Ended up being Brooks, 17. And I'm like, this kid Brooks, like why is everybody kind of talking to him? 2 touchdowns in the game, like he was a stud,
True freshman.
I know, bro, and it pisses me off because I'm thinking
3-star.
Because there's a piece of me that was buying into it. I have no idea how real the Kalen DeBoer to Michigan thing was. But the more like you kind of live in it, and I'm clearly in the depths of it, reading all the things, the fan base is talking. You start to talk yourself more and more into Oklahoma wins this game. DeBoer's on it playing the
And when
next
it's
day.
17-0, you're like, oh, we're going to get DeBoer. Brandon Walker tweets out, congratulations to Michigan on getting Kalen
And
DeBoer.
I'm thinking to myself, like, when Oklahoma's winning, because I have no dog in the fight up until this point. I have no dog in the fight. And I'm thinking to myself, the next 48 hours of my life are going to be so exciting. Like, just to kind of, like, the anticipation, what's going to happen, the anxiety. And in the worst turn of events, Alabama wins, and I wake up in the morning to Kenny Dillingham signing an extension. I'm like, oh, that was the most boring sleep ever.
Yeah.
Ever, dude. That shit pissed me off. I'm happy for Kenny. Like, I said on this bus, like, he'd probably been my 1A. and DeBoer being the 1B, you can flip them anytime you want. I think Kenny would have been so successful at the University of Michigan. The energy he brings, a little bit of new blood. I think Michigan is now ready and willing to accept something like that, how outspoken he is. And when I wake up to that, I shoot him a text, man. I'm like, hey, I'm happy for you. You would have been amazing, amazing blue. And he just hits me with, same thing I told you 3 years ago. I'm
Bro,
never leaving.
Listen. You can say whatever, but I'll Kenny Dillingham got everybody. Played you guys. He because no just knowing how things were going down and unfolding, it got to a point to where I'm thinking in my head like, man, the way Dilly has talked about being where your feet are and the grass isn't always greener, and how much he's obsessed with Arizona State, his kids, like all the family dynamic, they all live on the same street, all the stuff he's always said in the pressers and everything else. And then just hearing about some of the convos and how Kenny Dillingham could be a real thing for Michigan, it got to a point to where I just shoot him a message. I'm like, man, if this is what he's want to do, like I shoot him a message being like, hey, rooting for you for the Michigan job. And then whenever he stays, I just put LFG, because I'm thinking, oh, that fires me up that he, all the stuff that he talked about, which I thought was becoming kind of like, it seems like he's going to go. He's wanting to go to Michigan. And then I'm like, LFG, he's like, same thing I said 3 years ago. And I'm just
he said that to you too.
Yeah, he said that to me too. And I'm just like, I felt a little different over this last month.
Yes.
And I'm like, that man worked everybody.
Yeah, he did. And you know what's funny is when Kenny became like, when this job first opened, I'm trying to reach out to people. You hear the two names that really come up for everybody. It's Kalen DeBoer and Kenny Dillingham. Obviously, I have a relationship with Kenny, so we talk a couple of times, but I'm not pressing. I'm just kind of giving the lay of the land. Like, this is kind of how the University of Michigan works from like a fan base perspective, from like a game day perspective. Like, this is the kind of things you can expect in your off season and everything like that. And he never gave me anything like I want to go or anything like that, but it was just a curiosity conversation. And I talked to a bunch of people that knew Kenny, and one guy was like, hey, don't be surprised if he leaves you at the altar for ASU. And it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. But then from other people, it seemed like, oh, he really wants his Michigan job.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing it's like, oh, he's like, if this job were to be, because again, it was DeBoer. And then the moment, say DeBoer says no, or the moment, let's just say Oklahoma wins, all that, the moment it gets completely shut down, it's going to be Dilly's job to turn down. Yep. And I'm thinking, what I'm hearing is if he gets that opportunity, it sounds like this is where he's rolling.
Yeah. And it's like, I hate for him that he has to do a press conference right after signing his extension, being like, can somebody please stroke a $20 million check? And I just think to myself, I think it's so honorable, him staying at his alma mater, the place he wants to be at, the whole talk about my family, my dad, my mom, they live 3 doors down, all that. It's beautiful. And I did tell him, I was like, hey, you in the car right now? He's like, yeah. I go, it's sunny outside, isn't it? He's like, it is. I go, you're not going to see that from November to May in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You will not see it. So you're living in a completely different world. Like my first year at Michigan, thank God the transfer portal wasn't open, because my ass would have been gone just from a weather perspective. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. It's miserable. I didn't know. You grew up in Arizona. Like there's like 5 days out of the year you don't see the sun. And you don't realize like this, hey, that winter depression, that seasonal depression stuff, that's real. It'll get you, and then you get used to it or whatever. But yeah, it breaks my heart. I hope somebody does stroke the check for him. He is very good, and he's going to maximize whatever talent he has in that building. But if you go 8-4 again, and Michigan stays with Biff Poggi for 2026, we're going to be knocking. All right, we're going to be knocking once more.
Back around,
just come back to him. That go the way you wanted? No. All right, now come back up to Ann Arbor.
You should just write a blank check and send him a picture of it.
Yeah, ready when you are. And then I'll have to send it to, Larry Ellison at Oracle and be like, hey, buddy.
We're going to take a quick ad break. For all the fans, or for everybody tuned in, please make sure you are subscribed and following on all of our channels: Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, YouTube, all the channels we're out there. Just, again, make sure you're subscribed and following along.
Yeah, we are everywhere you can possibly be besides Netflix. That's where we're at. We're everywhere but Netflix. Big hugs, tiny kisses. We're going to up this episode to bring you Neutral. We are brought to you by Neutral Vodka Seltzers. Have you tried them? If not, you are missing out. Neutral is so much better than any seltzer I've tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice. That's what makes it delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors. My personal favorites, pineapple and lime. Neutral is a perfect drink when hanging with friends, and it is such a crowd pleaser. Neutral, keep it tasty. We are also brought to you by Roe. Roe Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Roe Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller. After Roe Sparks dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect to the provider at roe.co/Bussin to find out if prescription Roe Sparks is right for you. That's ro.co/Bussin, Bussin, for $15 off your first order. Let's get back to the episode. Let's get hard and get back to this episode.
Great interview with Ty.
Phenomenal.
I know we kind of broke it down there a little bit ago. We got into, and again, we were starting to get into college football talk. All that stuff happens in the locker room yesterday that we dropped with Josh Pate. We do have the boys in the back of the bus for this part of the episode because we have some sports talk that's happening in our world. Matt Malone, a social media producer for our show, Jack went to support my man, to support our boy at his beer league?
His beer league hockey game. So for anyone in Nashville, it's the Ford Ice Center out in Bellevue. Matt has been playing in this beer league, I think, for a good minute now, but he's continually brought up, hey, y'all gotta come to a game. Gotta come to a game. The issue with beer leagues and a lot of these rec sports is that the times will start between like 5:15 and then the last game will start at 9:15. Or in their league, it actually starts at 10:15. So you're not going to catch me on a Sunday night going out to Bellevue to watch hockey. But
what commitment by Matt there.
Yeah, absolutely.
10-15.
Gotta stay active.
To play the game he loves.
Yeah.
And part of me, I want to see if he's competent. If he can skate, if all the talk, if you know Matt Malone, you know he's a talker. He
talks a lot of shit about his game.
And you know,
he'll randomly go shoresy on you out of nowhere. Right? And you're like, oh, okay.
And so
where you from?
I need to do my due diligence and go see if he actually is capable and willing to play hockey, or if this is all a bit and he kind of sucks. So without him knowing, I remember him mentioning his game was at 5:45 this past week. Fresh out of Nissan Stadium yesterday, I'm feeling good. Titans win, first home win in over 400 days. I'm like, you know what? I think this would be a perfect day to go support Matt Malone. Game's at 5:45, show up right at 5:40. First off, went to the wrong rink. All the guys in there looked like they were 40 plus. I'm like, I don't think this is the one. Go to the other side. Matt's game, they're warming up. So I walk in. I sent a video of Matt first seeing me, sent it to all the boys. He could not have been more excited for the support.
Oh my gosh, you remembered.
It made my day. I was happy to be there. And it was just fun, especially because it was 5:45. I got all my stuff done. I'm just hanging. I brought Shannon. We're having a good time. Taylor messaged like, I need a full detailed report on the game. So these are my notes throughout the entire game.
Before you get into it, I saw Matt this morning.
I will get to probably what you were asking about.
No. He tries to come to me, and he has the energy of, I got to tell you something. I got to get ahead of something vibes. And I have no idea if I'm right or wrong in that, but I was like, hey, listen. I don't want to hear it. I will hear the breakdown from Jack. And I had to interrupt him a couple of times. So I'm very excited for this.
Yeah. So we got the belt on the shoulder, and this is the will Matt Malone receive the belt on any level. So here we go. Player Matt Malone, production, 3 points. Starts off, skated well all game, good pace at a competitive level. Defensively responsible, wasn't on the ice for a goal against. He made a smart decision on a 2-on-1 by dumping the puck and getting a shift change. He generated offense with a shot on net early and consistent pressure. Created scoring chances around the crease, including a wraparound look that the goalie kind of towed him on. It was a very impressive move by the goalie. So I thought he was going to get this goal. And obviously with me being there, it's awesome to support Matt. And I want him to feel like we care about his stuff, which we do. But I want to see him score. We all want to see him score.
Yes.
I want to see him produce. So anyways, we're going to keep going. He created that chance, doesn't get the wraparound. He needs better shift awareness. When he was tired, he missed a breakaway pass due to just being gassed. Simplify, get the pucks deep, and get those moments tied up. He also tried to force a 1-on-3, and he got hip checked. Went down, took a little bit of a spill. Needs better situational awareness, truly. Ooh. But overall, so he finished with 3 points and a positive contributor. Strong skater, offensive impact. He just needs to clean up shift management and the details in traffic to take the next step. So where I'm sitting at
I love that review, dude. That was perfect.
Where I'm sitting at, I'm just bummed he didn't score. He had a shot. to potentially score. He also had 2 assists. So I'm like, look, for what it's worth, I looked at him as a good skater. It was entertaining to watch. It was a pretty, high level competitive game for the circumstances. He's pretty bummed. In the third period, I'm locking eyes with him. I'm like standing on the glass watching, and he's on the bench, and I'm like, lock in, because I want him to score.
Yeah.
And he comes off, and he's kind of hanging his head. The team they were playing was arguably much better. They had apparently one of the guys played in the show at some point. You could tell he didn't come off the ice but one time in 3 periods, which, if you know hockey, that's very impressive.
Crazy.
You get gassed so hard, and there's not a ton of guys playing already. They maybe have 4 or 5 subs on each team. Matt comes off kind of hanging his head. I'm like, dude, doesn't even worry. And he goes, bro, you missed my goal. And my heart sinks. And I'm kind of fumbling. And I'm like, no, there's no way. You go to my camera roll. You go to Shannon's camera roll. There's 30 videos. It's like we were filming and watching the whole time. He goes, bro, I had a breakaway top left. Look over to you guys. Both you and Shannon are on your phones. And I literally am sitting there like, I can feel myself getting flush. I can feel the embarrassment and the shame in my body that I sat here and collected a whole page of notes. I have a whole camera roll full of footage of him, and I miss his one opportunity. And I'm like, but he's like, dude, he's like, I'm so glad you came. Like, it means the world. Like, I love you. Can we take a photo? And I'm like, I went to Home Goods afterwards.
You feel like you disappointed your boy, man.
I
Your
felt
son.
like I made a mistake coming to the game. And JP, I kind of mentioned it and like spared the details earlier, and he's like, when you have kids, you'll never miss one of their games or one of their goals. If they're on like the court or the ice, you're putting your phone down. I'm like 100%. I felt, even right now, I can feel this emotion of just utterly shame. I'm like, because it doesn't matter. Like, when I'm telling the story, y'all can believe me or not. I'm like, I'm locked in the whole game, got all these notes. It doesn't matter. I missed his one goal, and on top of it, he went top left on him. And it was against a really good team. And I'm sitting there like...
Because he hit it, too, and just looked right over at you. Like, man, did you guys see that?
Didn't celebrate with his team or nothing.
Not just me, but Shannon, too, was on her phone. So both of us are sitting there in utter disbelief. We're like... No. And I had to go to Home Goods afterwards because it's out in Bellevue. It's right there. I was going to look for something for my sister for Christmas. And me and Shannon do one lap around. And she's like, are you okay? I go, I can't even focus right now. We got to leave. And literally, I feel so bad. I woke up this morning. I'm like, okay, this is just another opportunity for me to get out there, support him. And then leads me into this other thing. I know he's going to listen. And maybe we cut this part out. But I think it would be huge for his morale. And it'd be an awesome moment if we could find a time where we all go to one of his games. I know that it's tough for you guys, but if they have a 5:45 game, they have these little bleachers right next to the ice. It would be unbelievable if we just filled up one slate of bleachers and are just going nuts the whole game. He would be the most nervous he's ever been in his whole life. But it's truly, I mean, it was an hour thing. You're in and out. It's a nice little thing, but... I know, like,
if we go to a Matt Malone hockey game before a Mitch Carsley flag football game, we're fucked.
I will. It was very entertaining. Overall,
love you, Mitch.
I'm even with missing the goal, I would still give Matt the belt. I was impressed with his skating. He's definitely adequate for the sport. A lot of the shit talking makes sense. I needed to see a little bit more. I think if I'd seen the goal firsthand, it would have changed a little. I still feel terrible. Overall, though, awesome experience. And it was just fun just catching a random hockey game with these dudes.
Okay, we do need to cut that part.
Yeah.
I think if it works out schedule-wise, that would be awesome to do for Matt.
All, 12 of us showed up. Like, we get like a couple guys to paint up even or something.
Sure.
Like, it would be so, because there's one section of really small bleachers that I counted the seats, and there's enough where all of us would just fit in this one little section. I just can imagine how he would feel. We can maybe do some content out of it. It would be fun. So
Can we open invite it too of like friends that are local and just a ton of people making signs?
I agree.
For Matt?
I love that idea, but if this is going to actually happen, which we'll see.
Yeah.
it needs to be as quiet as possible.
Oh,
we can't. So like, if we're gonna invite people, like let's invite quietly group chats.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet here at this time, and we're gonna come in all at the same time.
Delaney and Clay. Maybe
That'd
get his
be-
parents out there.
Josh Pate.
Josh Pate.
Mitch is about to be cutting this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I want it to be known, Mitch, when you're reviewing this, that I stood up for you. I've actually come and played in a game.
So have I.
The
So I
shitty
don't
thing
want
for-
any. I don't want any hate from Mitch.
it's really on Will and Taylor.
stepped up.
Yeah, no doubt. The shitty thing for Mitch is like when he's playing his sport, it's the most busy time of the year for us. And it really is like, it's so much. Now, it's like the season's kind of winding down. It's getting much more exciting, but it's winding down. There's less that you have to know about. It's easier kind of to get away and go watch a couple hours or something randomly.
I
That's
will
just
say
my
too,
take.
The watching like intramural hockey, there's a big entertainment factor there. It is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just like being in like a cold ice rink, there's something nostalgic about that to me, and it just like it feels right, and it's
Yeah.
super quick. So who knows?
Do they have concessions going?
They actually have a really nice concession area.
Pretzels,
Like a full
nachos.
bar and
Yep.
like,
Get a hot dog sent to the guy at Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Do they stream his games anywhere?
No.
Will.
That's the sign that this is not happening.
We can figure something out.
Look, I can't play favorites, man. I,
mean,
can't go
regardless,
to Malone
even if
before I
y'all
go to
don't
Mitch.
know, I know like the
You know what I'm
back of the
saying?
bus guy.
I understand what
We
you're trying to
can
say.
Find a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. But yeah, congratulations to Matt. You earned the belt. Definitely, we got to get shift management under control.
Yep.
Other than that, congrats. They did lose, but the team was much better than them.
Get your cardio up, Matt. All right.
Tier 1's probably ate up that conversation. That's right there's Bussin lore.
Bussin' lore.
Getting created in front of our eyes and in our ears.
We good?
We're
we
good
feel
to go,
good?
man. Yeah. Merry
Boys,
Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy birthday, JP.
Happy birthday, JP.
Send JP a little love on Twitter.
30.
Big
You're
hugs, tiny
30?
kisses. JP is 30. Don't cut that. JP is turning 30 years old. Got a little gray in there, too.
man.